Good morning, it's Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing and it's Facebook Live. And we have Danielle with us today. She doesn't usually join us, but we twisted her arm and asked her, pretty please, would you join us this morning? Okay, so we have some really exciting stuff for you. I told you last week I was going to cover some of the embroidery things on the 790. Now, you guys have to give me a break here. This is not my forte, but
this is proof that everybody starts somewhere.
Yes, everybody starts somewhere, and I think this machine is going to make it so much easier for people to do embroidery that those of you who have been saying, nah, well, it's not just an embroidery module, it can quilt. And so I have all these ideas now of what I could do with this machine that I haven't done in the past. And the laser light is going to make some of the things that have always been so scary about placement and that sort of thing. It's just a game changer. So today we're giving away another one of our mouse pads. There's only a couple more left, so the person who gets this is very fortunate. So we have the lovely mouse pad. It is going to be our giveaway when you hit the share button on your Facebook feed and then you put it in the comments that you've shared. We take everybody's names and then we go ahead and pull one of those names and then you can win this. Now, I do want to tell you something really exciting. Tomorrow is our demo day.
Yes, it is.
So, for demo day tomorrow, if you come over to the 790 and say, Margaret, could you demo something on this? You have a very, very good chance of being one of the people who get one of these lovely pins. So we have a beautiful pin that says Joy of Pro, and it is very pretty. And I want you to be able to have one, but you need to come in and check out our 790 Pro. And Danielle and I are going to go ahead and sit down here and we're going to show you a couple things because I'm really kind of in awe of what this machine will do. Danielle showed me something this morning. She's not even really sat down at this machine, but she's already figured out something that I didn't know about. So I'm going to go ahead and before we sit down there, see, one of the things that you could do with a machine like this is look at this really cute apron. This is Grandma Margaret, but my three granddaughters' names, we have a little apron for each one of them. The only one I'm worried about is this one. She's getting big on me.
They do that.
They do. It's crazy. So look at all the hoops, all the things. Every hoop that Bernina makes is in the 790 Pro. But I do want to warn you, if you are interested in the small clamp hoop, you are probably going to need to update your firmware to be able to include that hoop. And I'll show you why here in a second. So let's go ahead. I'm going to set this right here. Yeah, last week I forgot where that was at, Dave. Remind me.
Well, it blends in so nicely.
It does blend in nicely. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit here. And I have set up my module and my machine for quilting. So I have got my 6-inch clamp hoop on here. You see I have my backing fabric. I have some batting all ready to go. And on here in this clamp hoop, they give you this really nice, can you reach it?
Yeah, it has a finger hole in the back.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Specifically for that purpose.
So you will, when you get yours, you'll be able to take this off. It's just a piece of film to keep this from being marked up in shipping and so forth. And notice, okay, guys, this is how new I am to embroidery. I was looking at this and I was checking some things out on this, and I noticed that they had more room in the back here, and that the
grid is not centered.
The grid is not in the center. Well, the reason why is the foot. The foot would hit the hoop. It would hit a hoop, whether it was a clamp hoop or a regular hoop. So I learned something today. So this is offset so that nothing hits in the back of that hoop.
And that's also, that makes it important to use this before you actually get it on the machine for marking your center in the fabric. So, I mean, if you're going to put your fabric in and try and hit in the center, you want to put this on before to mark your center so that you're not just measuring and marking the center.
And see, it has a hole right there, so you can take your little chalk pencil and mark, or friction marker probably would work markers, too,
especially with quilting.
So this would, because what we really want to make sure is when we put a quilting design in, it actually sets up where we mean it to do that.
Yes.
So how are you going to tell? And you know, I didn't know how to do this. So what's really cool is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to just show you how I got there. So in these designs right here, I went to this design. I went to that folder. This folder has a bunch of designs.
Just preloaded on the machine, right?
It's already preloaded. And look, so one of the things now that's available is that if you go to OESD, remember how we're an affiliate dealer and you wanted to get some new designs and you wanted like long arm designs or quilting designs, and obviously this isn't a long arm, but now the BQM extension files that work for quilting are going to now work on the 790 Pro.
Wow, that's interesting.
So now when you go to buy designs, you can just put them on your flash drive, load them on. But you know what else this has? It has a Wi-Fi device built into it. We don't have to have a separate one now. So this device is built in.
That's so nice.
So now what you're going to be able to do, you could have your laptop sitting here that's Wi-Fi enabled. You connect the computer on the Bernina to it. And now you're just going to be able to just shoot those designs over. No flash drive needed.
Yeah, don't lose your flash drive.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a really...
Just my problem. Yeah. I have 2 flash drives and they're never where I need them.
Okay, so I made this design. I've told this that the computer here, you have to tell it what hoop you're using. Then what you can do is you can make the size to fit, and it's really cool because it shows you exactly the machine is moving. It's showing me what I'm doing here, and I can decide how far in I want that design. Now, again, if I leave this sitting on there, I'm going to see exactly where that's at. It's easier without the film on there. I'm just going to tell you.
It makes it clear and you can see where it's going to be on the fabric.
So we've made the size smaller so that it should fit in here without any problem. We're going to go back to our information menu again. But we want to make sure that this is going to sit where we mean for it to. And so there's this wonderful thing called check. And what it does is we showed you how you can mark where the center of your design is. That's what that button right there does. It just goes to the center. Now, the really wonderful thing is I've got a laser light. That laser light's going to show right on my quilt so that I can see exactly where I'm doing this. And one of the things that's so fascinating to me is that a lot of us hesitate to do quilting because we don't maybe want to get our walking foot out. Maybe we don't want to do free motion on something like a tote bag. Yeah. You're just not going to go to all that trouble. Well, now I can hoop it up super easy in these clamp hoops because, I mean, these guys just come off and on like that. I mean, I can...
Nice change.
Now, I'm going to just tell you, I did that with one hand, and it is super simple. And that is not true with most of your hoops. Although our crank hoops are so much easier.
Nice too. Yeah.
Those are so much easier now. But so now I know where the center of my design is. But what I can also do is I can find out where the 4 corners are. All I have to do is press that. And it's going to show me where my 4 corners are. And I can watch the laser light so that I can watch where the design's at. And I can make sure I got it in there right. And because I'm using the clamp hoop, if it's wrong,
It's easy.
It's really easy to move. It's not, I don't even have to take it off the machine.
Yeah.
So now we've got all this. Now, what's really amazing, okay, so I say I'm happy with all of that. When I go to hit stitching, I now have a new button. My new button is a quilting button. What that does is that takes...
I don't know about this.
What that does is instead of the threads getting cut automatically when you're doing embroidery, which is what you wanted to do.
Yes.
Now what you get to do is you get to pull up your thread. So you can pull up your thread because all the cutting has been shut off. You're now in quilting mode. So what I can do, I can pull up my thread, and I'm gonna put the, oh, the foot did come up, I'm so silly. Okay, so there's my threads. So now I can just go ahead and hit the stitching, which I'm very bad at this, so tell me what I did wrong.
Let's see.
Oh, I just hit the go button.
Go.
Duh.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Just kidding, guys, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you this new unit is faster than the high-speed unit that we've been using. This is faster.
Oh.
They added more speed in the sewing machine. This whole thing is only gonna take 2 minutes. I mean, how shocking is that? So it is quilting my whole piece here. The whole thing is gonna be done in 2 minutes. Now, I just want to tell you guys, one of the things that I was thinking about, I just did this edge to edge, and the edge to edge on this was done on my long arm, but I can use this design now on either machine. I can put it on my 790 Pro, or I can do it on I can do it on the long arm.
Yeah.
And I will just tell you, just sitting down at my sewing machine and putting a clamp and putting it on the module there is a lot faster than loading up my frame.
Than those rails, yeah.
It just is. It just is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just shocking. You guys, you're not going to believe this. We're going to be done with this in just a second. It's almost finished.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is shocking how fast it is. And so now I can take this and, oh, I'm holding, well, I guess I'm not holding, no, it's a tote.
No, it's just a mirror.
It's a tote bag, so it's a mirror image. So when I want to do something like this, that I used a lot of creativity, I did some lines, I did some edge to edge. I've got the option to do it now on my sewing machine, which then I can keep my long arm for my big quilts, which totally makes sense.
Going at once.
I can have
so
two
many of us
things
like to do.
Right, okay, it's done. I just wanted to show you how fast that is. Now, it didn't cut any threads, and we knew it wasn't going to cut any threads. So we are missing scissors. They got disappeared on me. Actually, just, yeah, right by my machine there, honey. So that is one thing that I can do with this. And oh, by the way, the machine is asking me do I want to do continuous, is it continuous embroidery? Is that what it's called? But here it's continuous quilting. I can move my piece down. It's asking me if I want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I can tell it either I'm finished, or I can tell it I want to continue quilting.
Do continuous.
How cool is that? Now, do I know how to use it yet? I don't yet, but I'm going to figure it out. And Alice, I think,
easy to figure out.
Well, and I think Alice is going to be offering some classes in this, because I'm pretty sure she's already getting ready to do some of this. So we're going to hit the end, and it is telling me I'm almost out bobbin thread. So I am going to, let's see, we're already 15 minutes into it. I want to go back to the Yaya Han machine for just a minute. But what I wanted to tell you that what we will do the next time, and I even had my hoop set up and ready to go. So what I'm going to do the next time is show you how you can do, there's now a quirky keyboard on here.
That's really nice.
Yeah, really nice. And so I can say Margaret, and then I can hit return. We're just going to do Margaret is sewing just because I'm going to do something fast. So, oh, I made a mistake. I wanted to actually show you this. And then I'm going to hit return again, is sewing. Oh, I goofed up. I goofed up.
You're just sewing.
So there we go. Now, I've written that little thing up here. I'm going to hit my green keyboard. It says Margaret is sewing. Well, the first thing we're going to probably have to do
red.
Is we're going to have to change. It's a square. So Margaret's too long, but we could make it slightly smaller. Mm-hmm. So let's try making it smaller. There we go. Now they recommend that you don't do more than 20% on these kind of words. So I did that, but guys, look what else I can do. I can change, I'm pretty sure this is what I want. I can change how this is lined up. I can.
That would be my first question.
I can center it. Yay. I can make it left oriented. I can make it right oriented. How cool is that?
That's so nice.
It's so cool.
So nice.
I mean, you used to have to put different lines of text. You couldn't do it like this. You had to.
Or you had to do it on the computer, save it, and then bring it over.
That's right. That's right.
When I do it on my 770, that's what I do.
Yeah. So 770s, the 790 plus, you had to take lines of words and you had to go on the computer. You had to set it up however you wanted.
Which is still like worlds above what I imagine we used to have, but
oh, I'm sure you're right.
But this is so fast.
This is so easy. I'm like, this is one of the things that I've always wanted to be able to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't understand all this. I want it simpler. They made it simpler. I'm so excited. So anyway, awesome. I thought I would show you these couple of really fun things. Next week, what we'll do is show you how we can set this up in an oval hoop. I'll do the words. We'll show you what the details are. It's very interesting how we can do this. And the next thing I'm going to do is take you over to the Yaya Han B79.
Do they have to wait until next week?
No, you can come to our open house demo day tomorrow. And I'll show you stuff tomorrow. But you just have to not laugh at me because I don't know everything. So.
That's okay. Between everybody here, we've got it covered.
There you go. Okay. So first thing, I love the echo so that we can hit that in the middle of the screen and it just turns on my
As
machine.
a mom of younger children, I particularly love that feature.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
It's really great.
So right now we've got black thread on here, so I'm going to pull a piece of yellow fabric out here. You know, Cheryl, who works for us, she set me up stuff for demoing tomorrow, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, everything's so nice and neat. That's so nice and neat. So look at that. We'll actually be able to see stuff. Now, the B79, it has some differences, but I can't believe what a great screen that is. It does have a top-loading bobbin, okay? So if you're a top-loading bobbin fan, we got your machine for you. Okay, so one of the really fun features of this machine is it has dual feed. So right here in the back, and I think you might have to get around me, Dave, is that it has
to see from the back.
This foot right here. We just connect it into the presser foot that we've got with the opening right here. And what it does is it creates like a built-in walking foot for you. So by the way, the 790 Pro has that also.
Of course.
So what a incredible high-end feature you're going to get. Okay, so we're going to put our foot down. Now, how do we put our foot down? There's no little lever back here. We've got a button in front of the sewing machine here.
Or also, not enough people use the knee lift.
Well, I can't reach it right
now. Your chair is too short, but it does have a knee lift with it also.
It does have a knee lift. So right now, what I can do with this, which is really fun, is I can just also, like the 790 Pro, I can hit my go button. Well, and then Margaret goes and jams the machine because she is clever and these things happen. So let's go ahead and put the foot back up. You know, I'm just going to tell you that everybody does that sort of thing. Oh, I know why it happens. Somebody didn't have this threaded right.
Look at this. What? That just means we're troubleshooting.
Well, look at this.
Yep.
See what's happened? Somebody threaded it over here. I'm not sure who threaded it that way, but that's what happened. So, nope, we need those scissors again. So, all right, guys. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut that thread. And we're going to... But you know what?
I was teaching the Sewing Demystified class the other night, and we had at least, I think, 3 different jams or issues or something. A couple of them where people forgot to put the presser foot down, and I kept telling everybody, I love it when this happens because that's how you learn. We want these things to happen in the shop, in the class, so that people can see that these things do happen. They are fixable and how to fix it.
Right.
So
yeah, all I had to do was wiggle my hand wheel a couple of times. I'm ready to go. Now we will thread the machine properly.
And that threading is usually the first issue to check.
It really is.
Always.
And it's so simple. Now this machine, as far as the threading goes, one of the things you want to keep in mind with this one is the fact that it has a threader on it. It's super easy to use. When I go and put the threader down, Dave, take a picture of that screen because what's really neat.
Oh, that is nice.
It shows you exactly how to use the threader. So now I have pushed the threader back up. My little loops on the back here. Oh, there we go. So there's a loop back here. What you want to do is you want to pull the loop. If you pull the other thing, you will actually end up.
Do it again.
You will have to do it again.
You'll get more practice.
Yeah, this is not Isacore thread. I will do this one more time, and hopefully I will not shred the thread this time. There we go. I think that was from when we had our little kabobble there. Okay, all right. Not a big deal. Ready to go. Everybody has it happen to them.
Yep.
And so we put our foot down. And now it's in here. Notice what happens when I go ahead and press this down. It has a hover feature. So you have various things that you can do, but what makes it the easiest is just put that foot down. So now we will hit the go button. Look how fast that sews, guys. I'm going to slow that down because that was kind of hard to control without me doing it. So we've got that going on. One of the things that you also have is how hard is it pressing down on your fabric. Now, when I start getting a little bit of wobble or things that if it's gathering at all or if it looks like it's bunching up, take and change that a little bit. And then when you go to sew, it should be a little less crazy.
And this machine is the Yaya Han machine that is designed for cosplayers, and I feel like a lot of, especially more entry-level cosplayers, have machines that don't have that feature, that can't control the pressure. No,
and you know what? You know what the other thing, and that's so many people do not understand that when you have a machine that you can control how hard it's pressing down on your fabric, it gives you the ability to work with every kind of fabric out there.
Yes, and cosplayers are not, I mean, not that they don't work with quilting cotton, but a lot of times they're not working with quilting cotton.
Yeah, they're not working with quilting cottons most
of the time we're not. And that being able to control the pressure on the fabric or the material, it's not necessarily even fabric.
Having it pull through, having this walking foot built in, having the ability to change how hard it's pressing down on the fabric, having all these things that you can change so easily. You know, one of the things that it has that nobody thinks that it's a big deal at all until they get it. Go ahead and cut your threads and see how long until you really miss that.
Oh, yes.
It is a big deal. People do not realize how much they're going to. I love the way this
if you're a
knee-lift
competitive
works.
cosplayer, one of the things that they are looking for when they judge things is those little details of how thorough is your construction process. Do you cut your threads? Does the inside of your cosplay look as nice as the outside?
Oh,
that is something they judge on, particularly when you get in the higher levels.
Okay, I had no idea.
Yeah, they are looking
idea.
for. I'm pretty sure that's how I got runner up on mine, because mine was certainly not the most impressive, fancy costume in the Masters division, but my construction was very clean.
That's wonderful.
And I suspect that was.
Oh,
what
look,
helped me.
the technician's here.
Okay, so let me show you just a couple more things on this 79. One of the things that you can do with it is we have embroidery.
Yay.
This doesn't just come with embroidery. It also is going to come, yes, I know, you're just going to have to get over yourself. Okay.
But isn't it so nice that it walks you all the way through? So if you haven't done this before,
that's exactly
it's so
right.
much easier to learn.
It is so much easier to learn. So one things that, I mean, guys, look at some of these designs. That looks like quilting designs to me.
Look like a quilting design.
Isn't that really cool?
It's really fun.
I'm just looking at that going, if I wanted to take and do a bodice.
Quilting does texture. Like,
that's
quilting
exactly
is a texture,
right.
and
That's
so much
it.
of cosplay is texture.
That's it. So the thing that's going to be so amazing about this machine is that you've got embroidery, quilting, and sewing, and for cosplayers, I think that those things are all really important. And finally, I think the thing that is ultimately really important is go ahead and check out that you get the creator software with this.
Oh, it comes with it.
It comes with it.
That's
It
really
also comes with all these extra feet. These are all extra feet that you're going to get with it.
Yeah.
You've got a gathering foot. You've got a Teflon foot for doing those vinyl things and so forth.
Neoprene.
You've got the open-toed foot. You've got a rolled hem foot. This is, I believe, for doing cording. And it looks like you have a 1/4 inch foot and maybe for binding?
Yes, it does have a binder attachment.
Okay,
and
all right.
The cording couching.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking that you want just an all-around overall machine, you want software, you're ready to go.
You
are
can
ready
experiment
to go.
with basically anything with this machine.
That is just going to be something that is so amazing, and you know the price point on this is phenomenal. So we've got that on the website. When's the last time you went on the website? Guys, remember for the next 3 days, you can buy any of our OESD stabilizers for 20% off.
Ooh,
So
that is nice.
it is time for you
Stabilizers,
to go ahead and get that taken care of so you don't miss out on that. And then don't forget, if there's not something, I mean, especially for your designs and stuff, go onto our website, go to the bottom of the homepage, and there is a link there for going on to OESD's website. Click on that. That'll give us credit that you guys actually bought it using, because we recommended them. And they will go ahead. They have just tons of embroidery designs, tons of quilting designs. If you are starting to do some of this freestanding applique work, they've got that on there. They've got freestanding lace. By the way, some of the demos we're going to do tomorrow at the demo day are going to be freestanding lace and the freestanding applique. So
great.
So there's all kinds of stuff. Danielle's going to come in and she's going to show how to do some of this work on the Yaya Han machine. I'm going to be doing some stuff on the 790 Pro. But the other thing we're also going to do is we're going to just show you some really cool things. We're going to show you what the gathering foot does. We're going to show you what rufflers do. We're going to show you what the 890 serger and cover stitch machine, some of the things that it can do.
That machine is incredible.
It is so interesting when you get to these bigger machines. They are actually so much easier to use.
We were talking about that right before Facebook Live, how the 790 Pro is kind of to embroidery what I feel like the L890 is to serging, where it's actually easier. It walks you through things so much more. The extra features make it just much clearer in terms of figuring out what to do and how to get there.
I think we're getting into a point with all of this new technology where for a long time, I can remember back in 2000, about probably around 2004, maybe 5, I bought a machine that was supposed to do embroidery. It was so complicated to use. I actually just set, after my first class, I set it all aside and never touched it.
Oh,
and how sad is that?
So sad.
It is so sad. But now, I mean, I've kind of resisted the embroidery because I was busy learning about the long arm. And we became a Bernina dealer, so I had to learn about all the machines. And I had known about sergers and I'd known about sewing machines, but these do so much more. So I had a bit of a learning curve.
I feel like the 890 did that to me with my serger, because I bought a serger years and years ago and I barely ever used it. And then working here, I worked more on the 890 and it walked me through all of those things, and suddenly I can use a serger so much better.
I think it's just incredible how much better we can use it. So it's just really interesting. We're going to have long arm demonstrations too.
Speaking of that, where's the 5-foot studio?
The 5-foot studio went home.
Oh, it did.
It went home.
So what do you have now?
It has a new home. So now we have a 10-foot studio.
And is that going to be
shop.
demoed tomorrow?
That's going to be demoed
Can
tomorrow.
we take a look at it?
Yes, we can take
We
a
got
look
to finish
at
up.
it.
Let's
Yes.
walk around.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. So, let's go ahead and here's this pretty girl. She just got set up. Look how big she is. But she's not just big, she's beautiful. And she is going to be available for you to see in person tomorrow. So we're going to have it set up with a beautiful quilt on it. I don't know which one yet. I've got to talk to Rachel. Rachel Burke is going to do it. And if you guys haven't gotten a chance to meet her yet, she is just astonishingly fun. She's got one of those personalities that will make you laugh, and she's going to be a ton of fun. So, things that are going on. Demo day is huge. You have so much here that's going to be going on. We're going to have teachers everywhere. We are going to be able to show you machines. There's going to be a number of floor models that have special pricing. And all you have to do is ask. There's also the sale going on right now that has the $475 on sale. And there is a really good sale price on our $450 serger and our $460 sergers. So there's just a whole bunch going on here, and we want you to be part of it. There's going to be door prizes. There's going to be food. But just in case you're busy this weekend, which for shame. So if you're busy this weekend, I want you to know about something we're going to do on Wednesday night. Whitney Luckenbill is going to be here. Now, who's Whitney? Does anybody remember who Whitney is? Tomcat Stitchery.
That's right.
Okay, so Tomcat Stitchery. So here's a picture of Whitney. Now, don't use this QR code. We got to goof up with the printing on that. The QR code did not come out right. So don't use the QR code. But what you want to do is go on to tomcatstitchery.com, and in her shop, there's tickets available for this event. So she is going to come. She's going to give a presentation about how you pick fabrics out for clothes. So just for a minute. So we're going to go ahead and have her here. She's going to do a demonstration kind of talk thing about how she picks her fabrics out for her clothing, based on the patterns and so forth, because that's probably, outside of fitting, it's probably the hardest thing to do, is to pick the right fabric for your clothes. And you know what? I've been sewing for a long time, and even as long as I've been doing it, I still make goofs.
I know, I'm really sad I'm not going to be in Bloomington that day.
Well, I'm sad too, because she is amazing. And Whitney, if you haven't seen her, go on to YouTube and watch some of the videos from Tomcat Stitchery. She laughs through everything. It's just unbelievable. She has the cutest personality. She just laughs and giggles, and she's fun, and she just brings fun to every place she goes. So you should come. It's going to be fun, and we would love to have you here. And you know what? If you have any questions about it, give us a call. I'll tell you what's going to happen. But she's, like I said, basically it's very simple. She's going to come in. She's going to give this wonderful talk about how she picks her fabrics to go with the patterns of clothes, because she does just exclusively clothes. And then she's going to, after that's over with, she's going to stay here and help you shop. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
You know, we all need help with that. I mean, you know, I will tell you, I can help everybody but me.
I think that's true. And I've watched all of us in the shop do that, where we come with our own project and we're like,
what did I do
I can help
wrong?
you, but what am I doing with this?
Yes, exactly. I mean, what did I do wrong? Did I make it too big? Did I make it too small? Have I done something? You know, and sometimes it's just so simple, like taking it up at the shoulders a little bit. Or sometimes it's like, well, it's a really pretty fabric on anybody but you. So, you know, it happens. We do that. Sometimes we forget, you know, to look in the mirror and see what things look like. So anyway, I'm going to be here that evening to help. Alice is going to be here, and Mary Catherine's going to be here. So we'll have plenty of help for the evening. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll make sure there's chocolate. Don't worry about that.
There's always chocolate.
There's always chocolate. So Dave, is there going to be chocolate tomorrow? So there's going to be chocolate tomorrow for our demo day. So come and hang out with us. We will see you tomorrow for Facebook Live, but don't forget to put on your calendar to come and visit us tomorrow, anytime between 10 and 5. There will be some sort of demonstration going on, or you can just ask for one if there isn't one going on.
Absolutely.
And we will be happy to help. So we're going to demonstrate at least, you know, 4 different sizes of machines, along with the sergers, the long arms, it's just going to be fun.
It's going to be a party.
It's going to be a party. It's always a party around
here. It is a party around here.
It's just more fun when you guys join us.
It's a bigger party.
It's so much better when they join us, okay? So put us on your calendar for these next couple of events, and we will see you soon. Don't forget to look at the classes. We have lots of classes going on.
Yes.
So, all right, we will talk to you tomorrow morning for Facebook Live.